What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. It is the 15th day of April, and here we are with about 10 hours and 40 minutes left in the day. $434 is the price. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. I was just looking at this chart and thinking for the first time throughout this whole range that we actually might have a pattern, because it is kind of a weird consolidation phase, right? I mean, maybe the pattern what we have here is a giant M pattern. Maybe that's what we have, and that would not be so good. We don't really want that to happen. Typically in an M pattern, though, when you get below these lows here, you really start to move down. Well, we've already gotten below those lows, and we haven't really. Well, all we've done is stagnate. So that's not very typical of an M pattern. That's kind of encouraging there. The fact that we haven't just ripped to the downside yet, and I'm not expecting that we do. But what I think we have, what I believe we have here, is a diamond pattern. And it's not. I didn't draw it the best here, but you can kind of see what I'm going for, right? It's a diamond pattern. You can see here we've got this symmetrical triangle shape on this side. Here you've got this symmetrical triangle shape on this side. Connect the dots, and then bada bing, bada boom, we have a diamond. It's a diamond top. I think that's what we have, a diamond top. Now, diamond tops, for some reason, everybody in crypto is very scared of diamond tops. They're super scary. It makes you think that it's a top pattern and we're going to go down, but that's not the case. Diamonds are neutral. You can break out to the upside, you can break out to the downside, and here's the really finicky thing about diamonds. First and foremost, they're known for high velocity moves. They are known for very high velocity moves to the upside and the downside, depending on what direction you break. But they're also known for fake outs. You can break out to the downside and then fake out to the upside, break out to the upside, break out to the downside. And just as much as they're known for fake outs, they're known for true price action, so you really don't know what you're going to get. Moving up like this could be condemning. Moving down like this could be a godsend. But it could also be detrimental, or it could also be a godsend in itself. And it'll be interesting to see what happens next. I would hope that we do break out to the upside, not to the downside. But it's just a thought. I think this does actually look, it's kind of an interesting pattern, but I do think it fits the bill pretty well, this diamond shape. Anyways, just a thought there. If this is a diamond pattern, we're going to run with the idea that it is. We would take the low of the pattern, which would technically be over here, so the high of the pattern, and then we would take that measurement and put it wherever the breakout would be, so that might be here. That would take us above these highs. Now the thing is, if we were to break out, we were to hit this side and we broke out, the measure move would be just above these highs. Not only then are we breaking out of this pattern here, but we're also getting above these highs, which, if we're getting above these highs here, in the essence of this pattern, whatever we're forming here, if we're getting above these highs here, we could be breaking out of this overall range that we've been forming, this much larger range that I can't seem to draw a box around here. Getting above these highs does implicate that we have higher to go as well. And then on top of that, do we actually have a diamond pattern at that point, or is it a diamond here? Are we forming then some type of megaphone pattern where we have a higher high as well, and then we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe we break out to the upside. I don't know. Anywho, just a lot of thoughts there. Let's get into the short-term stuff. We'll get away from the patterns so much. Maybe that's in honor of the SEC getting rid of the $25,000 day trader pattern rule, whatever. 1 hour time frame. Looking at this, the RSI, the stochastics, the MACD here getting lower lows, but we are right at the zero with our oscillators. These blue and orange lines here, we're right at the zero. This is a perfect area to bounce from. MACD looks like it wants to cross back up. I'm about it. I think it looks fine. I think you actually look bullish overall here. Just depends on what we do next. The RSI rejecting the 50 is not good, but we did bounce off the oversold zone, so we'll see, if we can prevail from here. And the stochastics are at the same time rejecting their 50 as well. So if we can move up, that's great. Yesterday, we were talking about a move down to about 430, 435, maybe even just below 430, and we've gotten that out of the way. We pumped. We had a very nice reaction here. If we take this low to this high, you can see that we bounced right off the golden ratio zone. It's perfect. We did not get above the 236 though. The goal here, we have a goal and we have something we want to avoid. We want to get above 430, let's say $439. Let's close above $439 on a 1 hour basis or higher time frame. And let's not close below $429. 449 or 439 good, closing above. 429 bad closing below. Let's not do that, okay? Closing above here would imply that we get a higher high here. And then if we're on our way and we get above these highs here, we're probably working our way back up to that $500 level, right? We're breaking out of this zone overall and working our way back to the upper limits of this range, which is at like 480, 490. And that might very well be where we're going right now, which would be nice to see. It is kind of hard to imagine, though, that Bitcoin will move down from here and that Bitcoin Cash will move up. We've seen it happen before, but it is just hard to imagine. You know, when Bitcoin moves down, it's easier for everything else to move down with it. And we definitely are at a point of contention whenever it comes to the RSI, the MACD, and the stochastics. We are building a little bit of bearish momentum. This could be a point at which we cross through. And again, if we get below 429, which we're about $5 away from that, we get below that on a 1 hour time frame on a closing basis, not a wicking basis, but a closing basis, then yeah, we're probably going lower. Probably. 4 hour time frame. The RSI is just not the healthiest looking. And yesterday I had the theory that we would move down and bounce off the oversold zone. And looking at it now, yeah, that kind of actually seems likely. That actually does kind of seem likely. We tried to bounce here. We didn't get a strong result. Yeah, we probably do come down. So where it's looking like here, we're at a point of contention. That contention might prevail and we actually might go lower. We'll see. Especially if Bitcoin moves down. 4 hour time frame stochastics do look bearish, and the MACD here does not look good either. Damn. Yeah. So lower we go, probably back below these levels here. I'm shifting the gears. I do think that we're actually going to see prices back down here. Now, do we see a higher low relative to these lows? Do we see a lower low? Something in this area. Maybe we do see a lower low. Maybe we do get below 420. Maybe that does happen, but I doubt it's by much. And I'm not expecting a full-blown breakout to the downside. Time will tell. Time will tell. Daily time frame here, looking at this, the MACD on the daily is flipping green at the moment. It's kind of nice on the daily time frame. We can have false crosses. Typically when we cross green, though, it's not a false cross, and it does presume that we will, or allow us to presume that we will continue to grow. So that's nice. Stochastics actually look bullish here on the daily time frame as well. The MACD, the stochastics, the RSI, it's more on the neutral end than it is on the bearish end, but it is a bearish shift to the down. You know, it's like a neutral bearish kind of look that we have here. Paired with that, though, we do have like a double bottom right off the oversold zone, so there's good things going on too. The daily time frame does have me a little bit excited. But looking at the 4 hour and the 1 hour, I mean, if we can get above 439 on a 1 hour closing basis or a 4 hour closing basis, $439, I stand by it. I think we're moving up. The 4 hour time frame is just the only time frame that has me concerned. And the 1 hour has enough reason to be concerned. But the daily looks pretty good, guys. So if we can get above 439, we're just as close to 439 right now as we are to 429. Those are the points of interest. We get below one, we get above one, that'll probably determine the heading. If we get below 429, we're likely going to go below these lows, or at least back down toward these lows. Something below 420 could be expected. If we get above 439, I would expect a rapid approach to this 480 to even $500 or more level. We should rapidly approach back up here. I don't know what to think, man. There's just as many good things as bad things going on. The major thing that I keep thinking about is Bitcoin, but I could be wrong about Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's not dropping, if instead we are seeing some retaliation to the upside and we continue to push higher, Bitcoin Cash should have an easy time moving up, and it shouldn't have an easy time moving down at that rate. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. I know that I've left this video with a bit of a question mark, but that's just how it's got to be, because we are in this kind of question mark of a zone. I mean, we are in this consolidation phase here. We're at the bottom of this consolidation phase, and in the bottom of this, we're at like the heart of this little zone here. So we're in what's like no man's land. It's not really obvious what direction we're going to go. I'd like to say that we're going to move up, but the 4 hour does have me a little bit concerned. It'll be interesting. All I can say is if we move up, it'll be bigger than if we move down. I don't expect that we're going to see a tremendous move down, but this could promote a tremendous move up. It really could. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. kind of an unknown at this point, but we're going to wait and see. I left you the parameters, 439, 429. I'll stand by that. Take care. Bye-bye.